I'm racing to be the first Ollie master in the world. This challenge will completely destroy my sleep schedule, but if I'm successful, my name will go down in the Brawl Stars record books. So this brings us to Ollie's release date, January 30th at 3 a.m. Now, I unlocked Ollie, maxed him out, and got to winning games as fast as possible. And that's because this first hour of the push is one of the most important parts about this challenge. Technically, Ollie is released 1 hour before the mastery cap resets, which might not mean a lot to you, but inside of this challenge means everything. All the mastery that we get inside of this 1 hour will act as bonus mastery, and if we get enough, we can cut off an entire day of this challenge. And this is crucial if I want to be the first in the world to master Ollie. But there's one problem. I had no idea how to play Ollie. I had no idea how Ollie worked, almost knew nothing. Now this is normal because Ollie was just released. However, usually I'm able to pick up a brawler just in a couple games, but this was not the case with Ollie. Ollie honestly has a pretty big learning curve in my opinion. And it was pretty tough learning Ollie in these early games because the games were going so fast that most games I didn't even get to use my super, or at least I didn't get to use my super effectively. But the good news is we were climbing up mastery points so fast that we hit bronze 1, then bronze 2, and even bronze 3 in almost no time. Now normally this would be a record amount inside of the first hour, but however, this time around mastery madness is going on, which means I now have no idea if I'm actually doing good inside this challenge yet or if I'm doing bad. I just have to hope that I'm beating everyone else in the world. However, as the hour was running out, the games also started to get longer, and that's because we were getting higher and higher in trophies, making the games just a little bit more difficult. And especially if I don't know how to play Ollie, it was really hard to win games super fast. I was relying on my teammates so much. However, the good news was we still have yet to lose a single game. However, that little extra time on every game really does matter. If you didn't watch my last mastery race video, I lost by less than a minute. Every single second counts inside of this challenge. Now, my total record when it comes to these challenges is 3-2. I've been the first to master a brawler 3 out of 5 times, which is pretty good, but I don't want that 50% success rate. I need to win this challenge. Luckily though, my teammates were goated. Juan and Tylo helped me out so much, and especially in this first hour, because we were still winning games, maybe not as fast as I would have liked, but that was my own fault. One thing I do know is that I need to get better at Ollie for the final day, because that will be the most important part about this entire challenge. So I did come up with a little bit of a plan to train day 2, 3, and I guess today. But nonetheless, we speed ran the rest of the games. We finished off the hour and we finished 1 game away from silver 1. And then we took a look at the leaderboards and I was 5th place, which is kinda okay, but honestly, could have been a lot better. But it is all right because it will always come down to the last day. If I'm fast enough on the last day, I can make up some lost time. But for now, it was 4 a.m., so I went back to bed, woke up later, and started the training arc. We have 18,000 mastery left to get before the final day, and since it's mastery madness, it actually won't take that long at all, which is also kind of a bad thing because usually I have more hours to learn how a brawler works, but in this case, I don't have that much time at all, so it's really important that I start learning everything I can right now. So the first thing I did was tested out Ollie's second star power, and honestly, this was a game changer. I wish I used this star power in the first hour, and I think it would have went a lot better. This star power gives me a shield every single time I super, and it's a big shield that wears off pretty quickly, but you can tank a lot of damage with it. This allows Ollie to play much more aggressive than his normal playstyle, and I finally felt like I was doing stuff with Ollie. I'll just drag him out of the... We did it! And as the day was going on, we were getting better and better at Ollie, and we were climbing up trophies to eventually hit max tier, also hitting silver 3 mastery. And even though it's only been another hour, I've learned so much about Ollie. Ollie is the first support tank in the game, which means you have to actually rely on your teammates, at least a little bit. And that's because Ollie doesn't deal enough damage to really take out that many enemies. You need to taunt the other team and rely on your team to finish off the kills. However, you do have a lot of mobility with your super and your gadget, which can make for a lot of really nice plays. Now, as for Ollie's counters, it's brawlers that deal a ton of damage like Colette, Rico, brawlers that have a lot of mobility like Surge and Cord that can easily get out of your super. Lastly, there's spawnables like Nita, and I think Nita might actually be Ollie's hardest counter. And with all that knowledge throughout the day, we ended up finishing the day off in only an hour and a half. We hit the mastery cap, which is goal 1, check, and we also got 1,200 trophies, which is not bad, but can do better. Day 2, our goal is still to hit 6,000 mastery cap, but also we're only going to play with randoms today, so that way we can learn all the little interactions and no longer rely on our teammates to carry. This is a crucial day because if I can climb trophies today, it means that I'm able to carry my own weight and honestly carry games. And well, the day started off great. We won the first couple games, I was making some nice plays, but I was actually having a hard time going on a big win streak. And I wasn't sure if that was because Ollie is just an underwhelming brawler or was that my own fault. It just felt like something was still off. Or it might have just been my randoms, but I still wasn't sure yet. I did come up with a little fun test for you guys. So here we have a situation. I want you guys to guess what happens next. Option 1, he super shots the ball in the net. Option 2, he tries to walk it in and then dies. Option 3, he tries to super it in the net and he misses.
Super it in the net! Oh my god, if that doesn't go in the net, how do you not put that in the net?
I'm not sure what happened there. Randoms can be random sometimes. Nonetheless, we actually still managed to win that game, so no harm done whatsoever. And the mastery kept flowing in that we eventually hit gold 1. Not to mention, I was also climbing trophies today, which is a great sign if I can do this with randoms. It means that I'm at least somewhat carrying my games. And at just 4 hours into this push, we then eventually hit the mastery cap and we finished off the day at just under 1,400 trophies. I finally started to feel better with Ollie and getting ready for the final day. But first we had one more day of training. Today is the last day before the final push. I need to learn as many interactions today as possible if I want to be prepared for the final day. Not only that, if I actually want to call myself an Ollie master, I do feel like I need to play Ollie on different modes, not just Brawl Ball. So today our goal is to hit the 6,000 cap and to get gold 2 and to play on different modes. So first we decided to try out Hot Zone, and Hot Zone actually could be a good mode for Ollie. However, this map pool wasn't a great option for Ollie whatsoever. And I don't think we got a really good test to see if Ollie was good in Hot Zone because there was so much water on the map, but we still managed to make the map work for a little bit, gaining a couple trophies, but eventually we decided to move over to Gem Grab, and this is where I found much more success. I was doing more to help my team, and it felt like I was useful. And we were having fun, except when I would get jumped on by a Buzz Lightyear and literally insta-die, nothing I could do. Buzz Lightyear, you will not be missed. One thing the Buzz didn't do was stop me from hitting gold 2. After a few more wins, we were cruising. But then the map changed and things were going up and down, and intense game after intense game. It felt like every game was close with Ollie. But then it finally clicked. It felt like something was going well inside of this push. I finally started playing well every game, and I finally started feeling like I knew what I was doing with Ollie. Would this be enough to be the first ever Ollie master? We'll have to find out. So we ended the day on a great note, winning a bunch of games, hitting the mastery cap, and climbing trophies. It all comes down to this. It's 4 a.m. and it's the final push. We have just over 4,000 mastery to get, and if we get it fast enough, we will be the first ever Ollie master in the world. But we had a very big problem, and that was I was exhausted.
I'm actually exhausted right now. It's 4 a.m. Haven't slept yet. This ruins my sleep schedule, so please like and subscribe. And I'm gonna try my best here to win. New event available.
So as soon as the Brawl Ball map changed, it was go time. And we started speedrunning games, but we also ran into another little problem. Our comp wasn't great at the start. Backyard Bowl is a very hard map to score on without wall break. And so for the first couple games, they weren't going very fast. We were winning very convincingly, but not fast enough for my liking. And then after a couple adjustments in comp, we finally decided on Max, Frank, Ollie. But those adjustments take time, and we don't have time. We just had to hope that it would be okay and keep it in the back of my mind. But after we switched comps, things started to go much smoother. We were winning games faster and faster, and our comps seemed to just steamroll so many teams. At that point, our mastery points kept climbing. We hit 21,000, 22,000, and even 23,000, and it felt like no time at all had passed. At this point, I have no idea if I'm in the lead or not. I just have to stay awake and play my best every single game. But then we had this super intense game.
Oh my god, I got dumpstered there. I didn't even see that as a whatever.
Now, I know I got destroyed and trick-shotted on. You can laugh in the comments all you want, but that's how games go sometimes. I'm sure every single person watching this video has gotten trick-shotted on, but honestly, that's not the worst part. The worst part is we lost. That entire time spent losing that game could have been 1, 2, maybe even 3 games won if we were fast enough. I just have to hope that that one loss wouldn't be the reason we lose this challenge. But with that in the back of my mind, we kept pushing forward. Only one loss on the final day isn't actually that bad inside of this mastery challenge. And so we kept climbing and climbing and climbing. And eventually we were 1 star player away from mastering Ollie. But my teammates didn't know that I needed star player this game.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. I got it. I don't think that's star. It might be star player. Please. No, it's not. One more.
And unfortunately, that game leaves us still 1 game away from mastering Ollie. This next game is a must win.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. I can sleep. This didn't even take...
And there we go, we mastered Ollie. But as we wait for confirmation on whether we were first or not, I need to thank Juan, Aquas, and Tylo for waking up super early and grinding with me in the mornings, and everyone else that helped inside this video. Thank you guys so much. Give them some support in the comments because these videos are not possible without them, and like and subscribe. But then I asked Danny for the results, and he sent me this. I am the 2nd person in the world to master Ollie. I lost by around 6 minutes and 30 seconds to Awesome Phoenix, and if you remember on the leaderboards back then, he was one of those 4 people ahead of me, which means that that first hour wasn't good enough. Nonetheless, congrats to Awesome Phoenix, you deserve it. Our record is now 3-3 inside of these challenges. If you want me to continue this series, please show the support. This ruins my sleep schedule, so like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.